Peter, what's happening? What's up, Hurley? We got Jay Carly here. We got Jeffrey here. We got Fredo here. All right, so we have gathered here. Yeah, so we're here to talk about the week in review. Awesome week of training once again, as usual. And I'm gonna talk to you a little bit about how I did with the blueprint this week also. I know Jelani will be excited to hear that. Alright, so let's talk about it. So how did everybody do this week in the market? And another thing that I want to emphasize is to get into the habit of recording your trades. I know some of you, especially some of you who are newer, you guys want to practice and you want to do all that type of stuff. And I actually don't discourage you from doing that because it's probably something that you're going to do anyway. But what I do encourage you to do is to record your trades, because when you record your trades, and to figure out what I'm talking about as far as recording, Screencast-O-Matic is a free website that you record for free. You can ask about it also in the group chat. But when you record your trades, it allows for a study of how the market looked when you took your trade. That's important. Like, that's truly, truly important. We want to be able to see how the market looked when you were actually taking your trade, because you don't want to just be taking trades just for the sake of taking trades. You want to be taking your trades and understanding why you took the trade or why you did not take the trade. Okay? So it's important. Recording is important. It's like a quick way to be able to see not only what you did, but to see how the market looked when you did what you did. What's up, Peleus? So definitely, you want to get into the habit of recording. You want to record your trades. Can't reiterate that enough. So let's talk about it. How'd y'all do this week? How many trades did you take? How many trades did you win? How many trades did you not take? Let's talk about it. Let's see who else is in here. Benito, what's good, man? See, Benito just popped in. Jelani said he was 0-0 for the week. Okay. Definitely ain't nothing wrong with that. We actually had this week, I think, more MRMHs than we did last week. Like today alone, we had 2. But the follow through is more important than the MRMH itself. The MRMH is really just giving you permission to be able to take a trade and understand why you're taking it, etc. Peter said he never saw any MRMH all week, took no trades. Peter, you might want to get into the group chat, because usually if I post that there was an MRMH on the chart, there will be a recording in the chat for it. Whether usually Joshua, he'll share, like he'll clip it and then he'll post the video for it in a group chat. So even if you don't happen to see the MRMH on your own, you do want to get into the habit of going in the group chat, looking to see when it was posted, and look at the video that's in there so that you can see how the market looked and you can see which one it was, etc. So that's just definitely something that you want to do. That's why I encourage you guys to participate and engage in the group chat. make use of it, man. It's a powerful resource. We're always in there for one, and there's a lot of information, that we can cover. If you're not on the charts and there was MRMH, you can see the recording of it. That's why the recordings are important. Definitely. Peter said, yeah, my hours are all messed up with work. Will do, definitely. And also when you have, like if you ever have days off, time off, or whatever the case may be, it's good to study the recordings that you see posted in the chat. Like there's always recordings in there, and you can always study them. Just take a look and see how the market looked when someone either took a trade or when somebody posted MRMH and there was a video for it. It's good, Benito. What's up, Jeffrey? All right. So how did everyone else do? How many trades y'all take? How many trades did y'all win? How many trades did you not take? Said he's 2-0. Nice. And I don't even have to ask if they were follow through trades. I already know. Benito definitely is not taking a trade unless there's MRMH and then there's a follow through after MRMH. I know he's not doing that. So Benito, what days did you get your trades on? So you went 2-0. Did you get a trade today? Or did you get a trade earlier in the week? Peter said he always checks out the recordings every day. Glad we have them. You mean, you talk about the training? Oh, Benito, you took 2 money trades? You took 2 skill trades this week? What? I stand corrected. And also, did your trades come? Was there an MRMH when your trades came, or when you took your trades rather, or did you just do this utilizing your skill? What's happening, Jeffrey? He said no skill trading. Okay. I'm just making sure. Oh, okay. That's why you said money trades. Got you. Got you. So the money trades are the follow-through trades. I actually like that. I think I'm gonna refer to them like that also. So that way we can distinguish. You say money trades, you know that those were follow-through trades after MRMH. So what days did you get trades on? And yeah, Peter, the benefit and the beauty really of the training videos is that it's live training recorded, so it's just like you were there. Like even when you watch the replay, it's just as if you were there at the time, because it's a block of time that we were actually looking at the market. So not only are you studying the market, but you're getting the training simultaneously. So when you go through training videos, like you can look and see what the market was doing at the time. And that's why they are so powerful. You get so much education through the training videos. Your skill elevates as you study the market more and more within the videos. The same way that you would study the market when you look at the videos that I post of me trading. Like when you see those, there's a lot of information in those videos because you're seeing when I took trades. You're looking at how the market looked at the time. Benito said he took one yesterday and on Tuesday. Okay. All right, nice, man. Nice. I can definitely see you taking one yesterday because yesterday, I think we had an MRMH yesterday also. Yeah, we did actually. We had one yesterday. We definitely had one on Tuesday. I think we had one on Monday too. But yesterday I didn't have as much time as I would have liked to on the charts. Because I'm sure that I would have caught a trade. Most definitely. If I was on there long enough, I'd have saw it. Peter said, yeah, I get a lot from those. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. From the video from when I'm taking trades. Absolutely. Yep. What's up, Mick? Mick says, studied the MRMHs from the week 0-0 this week. Demo trades with live prices to be recorded starting next week. Yes. Yes, that's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear, definitely. I was talking about that a lot this week, actually. Multiple times on training and then just in general, like when I was doing YouTube lives. I had mentioned that also. The importance of I call it paper trading without the paper. What you do is you take the demo account and you place the trade in the demo, but you use your live account information. So we call that live paper trading. Hold up. That's better. Lighting is a little better now. Yeah, we call that live paper trading. So when wait, let me see what Mick's finished saying. Demo trade with live price reports and start next week. Figured out by putting demo on one browser and live on another browser. Right, minimize and side by side. Bingo. Bingo, exactly. That way you don't have to toggle between the two. If you break down the browsers, the windows, the way that you describe it, you can have them side by side. Exactly. Excellent idea. Yep, that's solid. And that way you can pull the trigger on the demo account using the live information. And then you can, the fact that you're recording it also, that study, because you're able to record both. So you can see what the demo and the live was doing, so you can see how your timing was when you watch the recording. Very good. That's going to be powerful, Mick. That's going to be excellent study material. See, and what I like about it is that anytime, those of you that are actually following through with the recommendations that I might throw out there, and you do it, now there's a blueprint for it. A blueprint. Now there's like a you're doing it. So now other people see that you're doing it, and it's gonna encourage them to do the same thing, because I want everyone to do it. But it's kind of hard to get like everybody to do everything at the same time, kind of like, What's up, Mark? Mark Z. What's up, James? Nick said a good nervous. No doubt. No doubt. Yeah, anytime you get nervous about doing something, it's only because you're dealing with the element of unknown. You know what I mean? Like it's something that you haven't done yet, so you're nervous about something that you don't know about. That's where the jitters come from, like in your stomach, But it is a good nervous, because it's going to lead up to you building your confidence at the same time. That's what I always look forward to, because I know that that's going to happen. As you continue to train and you elevate your skill, it's inevitable. It's not like you're never going to get to the point where you're not afraid anymore. You're going to get to the point where you're not scared, and your execution is just going to be like bow, bow, bow. Like you do everything in the right order and with the right structure. So you're not doing, like the newbie thirsty mistakes, where you're trying to jump into trades first and you haven't done a thorough observation and study of the market in advance. You got to learn how to do that first. You have to commit to studying and observing the market before you trade. You got to do that. Not the easiest thing to do if you're new, because you're thirsty and you're coming in already with impatience and lack of discipline. So it's very difficult for you to kind of develop that habit, because it means you got to stop the bad habit of being thirsty. It's a very interesting dynamic. Benito said, when I take a trade, I use skill. Just saying. Talk that shit, Benito. Talk it, man. Talk your shit, man. Listen, Benito's like, for me, every trade is a skill trade. I don't know what y'all talking about. What's up, Holly? What's happening? What up, Jamal? Jamal said he went 10-0. 10 trades, 10 wins, no losses. Wow. You got to start recording your trades, man. Start recording them trades. When you record, man, you got reference. You can study your trades. You can go back and study, affect your timing, look and see if you're observing the environment in the market correctly. You know what I mean? Like, and this really is for people that are not necessarily in training with us now. Either they might have left, or they are not with us training and they're trading, but they might watch my content and stuff like that. I know that there's quite a bit of people that do that. There's people who've been watching me for like a year and still have not trained. And then they finally just say, you know what, I'm going to train now. Because it took them all that time to actually work on themselves and to get to the point where they know that they're not going to waste their time in training. And I respect that even more. You know what I'm saying? I have more respect for when people actually don't rush it and take their time and become self-aware first. You know, it's good that you become self-aware first. Oh, you on your break, Holly? Okay. I always be forgetting that y'all like 3 hours behind me. So where you at? It's probably like 2:30. I always forget about that. But yeah, you know, like, so for me, I'm big on consistency, and I'm big on giving value to the trades that you take. Like, I believe that when your skill level elevates, it's not about you taking a lot of trades and trying to win that way. It's about you taking quality trades, but the definition of a quality trade is a trade that you take in the right market environment. It's a trade that you take in the correct environment based on the way that you trade. That's the definition of a good trade. Like, people always think in terms of, oh yeah, you know, I've been finding some good trades. Long term, what's going to give you the consistency is when you are able to find good environments in the market to be in. When you elevate to that level, now you're talking, because now you're dealing with a different dynamic altogether. You're not concerned about getting trades. You know what I'm saying? Like, people they'll think like, damn, I got to get my trades this week, you know, so I can get my money. Nope. Get out of that mindset, because anytime that you're thinking that the market owes you something just because you decided that you want to get 5 trades a week, or, you know, 6 trades every week, in your mind, if you're saying that, and then the market does not allow you to experience that based on what you should be doing in the market, because you now are imposing your thought process on the market, now you're putting yourself under pressure at the same time. These are jewels right now I'm giving away right now. I'm telling y'all, for those of you that do this, stop doing it. Stop forcing whatever your perception of what you're supposed to get every week. Don't force that on the market. Stop doing that. Oh, well, I got to get 2 trades a day. Why? Why must you get 2 trades a day? I'll give you an example in a second. Fredo said, what I have learned is patience. It's the best thing ever, man. Jamal said, I've been thinking about that. That's a good idea. Oh, yeah, by recording, right? Definitely. What I was going to say just now is that the blueprint that I'm doing is the perfect example. Let me make sure I read all these comments. Peter said, I had a successful trade a few weeks back, but all I'm focused on is studying and developing patience. See, I love it. I love it. You guys, this is why you guys are going to become solid traders. You're not going to become a wishy-washy trader. The reason people are wishy-washy and inconsistent, they never develop patience. They never develop patience. They think that they do, but they don't. If you work on patience and discipline in the beginning, work on focus in the beginning, you're building up all of the long-term habits that are going to allow you to stay profitable indefinitely. You want to be profitable for a few weeks, you want to be profitable, you know, a day or two, and then you start losing and don't know why you're losing? Is that what you want to do? No. So in order not to do that, the way that you train and condition yourself has to be in a way where you are accepting the fact that the market dictates and determines everything that goes on, not you. This is what I was about to go into. You gotta respect the markets. Don't think that the market owes you something just because you're on the chart. Oh, I'm here, so, you know, I gotta get my trades in. Don't do that. Just don't do it. The example that I was going to go into is with the blueprint. Now, the way that I designed the structure of the blueprint is in a way that's realistic for anyone that comes into trading and anyone that's going to be using the NADEX platform in particular, right? 5-minute binary option, that's what we trade on NADEX. We're interpreting the market, we're recognizing the right environment to be in, and then we have a set of rules to take our trades. That's what we do. That's what Team Alliance does. Now the blueprint is based on that entire thesis executed. In other words, all right, that's what y'all do, but how does it look? When you look at the blueprint, that's how it looks. From the first video, when I'm talking about what the blueprint actually is, first thing I say is that the blueprint is showing you from beginning until the place that you're trying to get to, what it looks like to get from here to there, right? Blueprint lays out an actual goal that you can achieve that's realistic. And when I threw the number out there, you know, people just was bugging out. They was like, what? Because what I said, I was like, you know, this is going to position you for earning $3,000 a week. And people were just like, nah, what? Like, what? It's like they couldn't comprehend, first of all, earning that amount each week. And what they associated it with was a lot of trades. Now, I'm busting down the blueprint now. First phase, growth phase. During the growth phase, showing you how to start from $100 and build it up, right? Where you building it up to? You're building it up to the point where you'll be able to trade once you're in the income phase in order to, on average, generate $3,000 a week. How many trades we talking about? 5 trades a week. To hit that goal, $3K a week in the income phase, 5 trades a week. Now, how do you do that? How do you build up to that? That's what the videos are doing. It's laying everything out, showing you how to do it. Start with $100 and you flip. See, now we're getting into, oh snap. You can't lose. If you lose, like, it's over. And it's like, damn, I don't know if I could do that. This is how you're thinking on the outside, because you always think, well, what if you lose? You see how you see the two words, what if? Those words are not in our vocabulary at all. There is no what if. So what we're going to do is we're going to learn everything that we need to know in order to avoid losing first. So that means that it has to begin with training. You got to be trained and conditioned to not lose in the market, because you don't even know at this point when you first start why you lose. Why do you lose? The answer is not, oh, well, you lost a trade because the market is unpredictable. That's not why you lost. That's not why you lost. The reason that you lose any trade is because, one, you were not properly identifying the correct environment to be in. 2, you're not recognizing the correct behavior that should be present. And then 3, you're taking trades during every other time when that's not the case. It's inevitable that you're going to lose, because you're doing the opposite of what leads to winning. You see what I'm saying? So now that you understand that dynamic, and I'm breaking down for you, well, this is why you lose in the first place. So now you're going to learn how to completely avoid all of that. All of it. The reason you're going to take a trade in the wrong environment is because you are impatient. The reason you're going to take a bunch of trades you shouldn't be in is because you have no discipline. What is training reinforcing and allowing you to build up and develop? Patience and discipline. What's the first part of the blueprint? Training. See what I'm saying? This is the blueprint for real. It's letting you know what you need to do first. Don't try to come in onto NADEX, throw $100 in there, and then start trading and trying to do what you see me doing on the charts. That's not how you do it. You have to train first. You got to train for. When I take a trade, I'm not scared. When I take a trade, why am I willing to scale up contracts and give maximum value to the trade? Who does that? Well, Mark, you putting the whole account at risk. Yeah. There's no difference between if I took a trade with one contract or a trade with 20 contracts. There's no difference. The only difference is the number and the way that I am. In my mind, if I think different, I'm going to do different with 20 versus what I would do with one. Why would I think different? See, this is what training does. Training removes you away from that thought process and it shifts you into where you need to be. So now you're dealing with a different dynamic altogether. It's the blueprint. See, like I didn't. The blueprint is what we already do. It's just a way for you to see it in action. Why would you not give maximum value to your trades if you're confident in your skill? What's stopping you? Why are you scared to scale up to a larger contract size? Are you still worried about risk-reward ratio? Are you still thinking about the risk of a loss? You see what I'm saying? Every thought process that you have is off, and it does not fit in with trading. It does not fit in with trading profitably. Let me rephrase. Right? As you train, you begin to shift your mindset into the correct mindset that's going to allow you to win consistently. You see what I'm saying? So now what happens is now you elevate your mind first. Now that your mind is elevated, now all of the baggage that comes with the wrong mindset begins to drift off and fall off. You're getting rid of all of the baggage. You're dealing with yourself. You're working on patience and discipline. You're working on focus. You're working on not being afraid and not being greedy at the same time. The reason you want to take more trades is greed. Why would you want to take more trades? The blueprint is based on trading once a day. And you know how I do. If I may not even get a trade for the day. I didn't get a trade today. Literally today, I did not trade at all. I didn't trade in my normal size account and I didn't trade for the blueprint. Neither one. And I was on the charts. No trade today. Oh, well, Mark, so you didn't reach your goal. Yes, I did. I didn't lose. My goal is not to lose. I met my goal. You see the dynamic? You see what I'm saying? So I'll put it in perspective for you. Last week, what's up, Sean? Last week, I forgot what day it was. I had completed the growth phase. So my goal in the growth phase was to take $100 up to an account size of like $3,200. So that means I had to flip the account 5 times. So it was 100 to 200, that's the first flip. 2 to 4, that's the second. 4 to 8 is the third. 8 to 16 is the fourth, and then 16 to 32 is the fifth. So I completed that last week, right? 5 flips. Took 30 something days altogether in total. Now, once I hit that goal, I withdrew the difference between it was like 3,200 and change or whatever. I took the difference out and left 3,000 in the account. Account now has 3,000. 3,000 in the account will support a contract size of 34. Okay? 34 contracts on one trade will produce little over $600. Okay? Break that down over a period of a week, 5 days. 600 times 5, that's 3,000 a week. You see how easy the formula is. So that's where that 3,000 came from when I first started talking about this. When I said, you know, I'm gonna lay out a blueprint for you where you can get up to the point where you can earn 3,000 a week. Now understand the way that I think and the way that I execute. I'm executing the way you should think and the way you will execute when you get the thought process the way that I have it. This has to be the thought process. You're not thinking about losing. But not only that, you're not putting yourself in position to lose. So what happens is the fear that you have of losing, because in the back of your mind, you always are thinking like, damn, man, what if I lose? If I lose, then that's it, it's over. This is risky. It's not risky at all. It's not risky on any level. First of all, how much did you start with? $100. Is that risky? No. How are you building from 100 to anywhere? Skill. Well, how do you get that level of skill? Training. See where I'm going? So, it's like steps. That's why the blueprint is a blueprint. It's literally laying out the steps from the beginning up to the point to where you're going to end up at. Okay? Now, so you start off with 100, no risk there. $100 ain't shit. But look at what you're able to do. You're talking about taking $100 and just flipping it repeatedly. So you turn it 1 to 2, 2 to 4, 48, 8 to 16, 16 to 32. Then when you get to 32, boom, you switch right there from growth to income. Now you're in the income phase. So do you do things different now that you're in the income phase? No. What are you doing? The exact same thing you were doing in the growth phase. Skill, execution, the same thing, nothing changed. But now you're going to reap the benefit of what you built, producing income for you. That's the income phase that you're in now. Now you're in a position where literally you can make that 3,000 a week. And that's at the low end. Mind you, this week alone, look, I'm gonna show you right here what the balance is. Balance in this account now, 54.4675. This account started at 3,000 on Sunday. I think it was Sunday where I made that little withdrawal and left 3,000 in the account. So from Sunday through today, went from 3,000 to 54.4675. What I'm going to do is withdraw the difference between that and the 3,000. That's what I earned for the week. So what I earned this week in real money, off of 4 trades, and one of the trades was a partial fill. So understand what I'm saying about like no pressure. There's no pressure. We just execute what we do. We do what we do. You're trained to do this. 4 trades, 24.4675 in profit for the week. Started this on May 12th. It's June 21st. So from May 12th to June 21st, I went through the growth phase, built up from $100 to where I can get to income producing account size, got there, and in 4 days made $2,400 in the first week of the income phase. There's no reason why you guys are not going to be able to do the same thing. You see what I'm saying? Well, Mark, you're risking a lot. No, I'm not risking anything. First of all, $100 ain't nothing. So we already determined it's not financial risk. What risk are you talking about? The risk you're talking about is the risk of you not knowing what you're doing in the market and losing. That's the risk. You're afraid of that risk because you don't have confidence in your skill level yet. And the reason you don't have confidence in your skill level yet is because you're not 100% certain why you're even doing what you're doing yet. Because when you're fully certain why you're actually trading, you are fully confident in your skill. That's how you know. You know because you're actually trading and you know why you're trading. Just as easily as you know why you're not trading. I know why I didn't take a trade today. There's a bunch of people that took trades today. I didn't take a trade. And I know why I did not take a trade. I know why. On the flip side, I know why I took the other 4 trades earlier throughout the week. I knew why I took every one of them. So, you know, I'm breaking down the dynamic and the mindset behind it, because the mindset is what you're building. You're not just building a skill that's separate from you. Like, oh, your skill is here and then you over here. No, you are the skill. The skill is you. How much patience do you have? How much discipline do you have? Do you have it to the point where you don't do nothing unless the market is in the right environment with the right behavior? If the market don't get there and stay there long enough for your trade to come, you don't do nothing? Are you at that level? Or does your thirst kick in? You get thirsty and then you do something that you have no business doing. Oh, let me try this. As soon as you start putting them words together, let me try, you're already off. You off right there. So that's what I'm saying about the ability to have the consistency is coming from elevating your skill by just constantly training. You just bombard yourself with the reinforcement of the same thing over and over again. All we talk about on training every day is waiting for the market to position itself during the right behavior and in the right environment. That's all I talk about every day on training. On the weekends, that's what we listen to. Is the shit we talked about all week on live training. Rinse and repeat. Well, Mark, so what about when the market? What about it? We fully prepared for when the market does whatever. The market is going to do whatever it wants to anyway. It's not a question about what the market is doing. It's a question about what you're doing. Are you observing the market? Are you studying the market? Are you waiting for the market? Or are you trying to force, once again, what you got going on? Hey, I got to get 2 trades a day. Are you trying to force that on the market? Can't do that. Can't do that. Just you saying I got to get 2 trades a day means I'm taking 2 trades a day, regardless. That's what you're saying. And you got the audacity to tell that to the market? Come on, man. You see what I'm saying? Like you can't have nerve like that because you're not bigger than the market. The market will tear you up. The market will remind you that nope, what you thought was going on ain't going on today, buddy. Oh, you thought you were gonna just take that trade and win that? Nope. Surprise. Instead of just maintaining the respect for the market at all times and don't do nothing else. Let the market bring you the money, man. Like, understand what I was able to do within, how many days is that? From May 12th to June 21st. That's what, 12, 31, and then 21 minus 12. So that's another 9. Yeah, 12 and 9 is 21, right? So 9 and 40 days. Literally, within 40 days, went from a $100 account to I'm about to withdraw $2,400 to my bank when I get off of this live. My earnings from last week, my paycheck from this past week. I didn't do anything different. Doing the same shit that we always do. Come on, man. That's the blueprint right there in a nutshell. So, You know, I always want to help you guys to focus on the most important aspect of what it is that we do. You got to keep it in perspective. Keep things in perspective. I know people that be making deposits in their live account. They'll throw $1,000 in there. And I'm like, what you do that for? Oh, well, because I want to start it at, I want to start at 10 contracts. Why? Why do you want to start at 10? Why can't you start at 1 and build up to 10? You don't got the confidence in your skill. Why don't you have the confidence in your skill? Because you really are not confident in your skill at all. So you don't have the confidence in your skill because you're not confident in your skill. That's why you feel like you got to make up for that and compensate for it by making a larger deposit in your account. So you can start at a higher level, and psychologically for you, you feel like you're doing more. Like you got an advantage now because you started with 10 contracts. No, start with 1 contract and keep flipping until you get to 10. That's how you do it. Because you got to remember that if you have the skill, you can start at 100 whenever you want to. Start at 100 whenever you want. You got skill, start over. Oh, I did it. I actually did this already. You know what? Just for hell of it, I'm going to do it again. That's what I've been doing with the challenges. Every challenge starts at $100. Including the blueprint project. It ain't no different. So it seems like it's different. Like people are like, oh man, this blueprint project is incredible, it's remarkable. It's the same thing I did with the Trade or Die. Same thing I did with All or None. It's the same thing. It's not different. I'm doing the same thing I was doing in the other challenges. It's the same as the 1 a day challenge. It's the same thing. It's amazing, man. Amazing. James said that's amazing. I'm trying to get that skill. See, what it is, James, is that you have the skill already. You're trying to become aware of the fact that you have the skill. You just are not fully aware. It's like being half asleep. You ever see somebody when they half sleep and they in the daze? You talking to them, but because they half sleep, they listen and they hear you, but they're not responding to you as if they're fully awake. They're not like, oh yeah, what's up, what's up? You like, hey, yeah, you like, they like, yeah. And they keep fading because you're not fully awake yet. That's how I look at it when I see you guys. You're just not fully awake yet, but you're waking up. You're in a constant process that is helping you to wake up. The day gonna come where you just wake up and you're like, oh, I'm here. Let's go. And you're gonna do it right. Like I said, when you have skill, man, the real skill is knowing that you have skill. That's the real skill. Because no one can tell you any different because you know what you're doing. You execute and you rinse and repeat. You don't switch up, you don't change it up, you don't do something different because of what somebody said. You're not trying to, compete against somebody else. Ain't no competition. You stop competing against yourself even. You just stop it. You stop it. You stop competing against yourself. Because you're doing that. You're doing that to a degree. You're competing with yourself because you're trying to, in your mind, do whatever your perception of what you think success is. See, for most people, they equate success with, oh, I'm 5-0 today. Why does that represent success? So you telling me because you 5-0 today and he's 5-0 for the month that he's not successful? He's just as successful, if not more successful than you, because you created a situation for yourself where now, because you went 5-0 in a day, your expectation is 5-0 every day. Now you got a problem. now you got a problem, because now you're going to force that on the market. And we know that you can't do that. You can do it, but you ain't going to get nowhere doing it. Go ahead and try to force shit right now in the market. Like next week. Next week say, you know what, I'm getting 2 trades a day, man. I'm gonna do what I do and get 2 a day. All right. I don't know if I'm gonna get no trades or if I'm gonna get 5 trades. I have no idea. All I know is that my process is gonna be the same regardless. It's rinse and repeat. I'm not doing nothing different. I'm not switching up. I'm not, oh, let me try this. For what? No, man. James said, like Leroy for the last dragon, seeking a master that don't exist, but you already have the skill of a master. We just haven't discovered it yet. Come on, man. Come on. Matthew, what's good, man? What's up, Siobhan? What's up, Mabinti? I mean, it's all real, man. Everything, you know, and that's why I love the fact that, like, it's all documented too, like, and these are good habits for us. Documentation beats talking. When you document, you don't got to talk about nothing. It beats the conversation. Like, people like to argue back and forth about stuff. You ever notice that? Somebody want to tell you what you can and cannot do. I don't got to say nothing. If I zipped it up right now and don't say another word, there's so much proof and evidence of what not only I'm capable of doing, but what anybody who duplicates and trains on what I'm doing can do and will do, that it's undisputable. What you gonna say? Nah, you lying. You lying? Alright. I'm lying, and then you see me make a withdrawal out the account. Come on, man. Call my bank and ask them, am I lying? Sean said, you giving us the blueprint in video 301. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. See, and then everything else that we do just reinforces the framework. So all you're doing really is just literally becoming obsessed with the process, not the results. The results are because of the process. That's the part people be losing. Damn, well, how'd you develop so much patience? Repetition. How'd you discipline, how do you not want to take extra trades and fight temptation? I don't fight temptation. What temptation? Whatever temptation might be there is something that I don't even deal with or entertain at all. Because I know what's going to happen if I just do this and stick to the script. It's like knowing what's going to happen, but not knowing how it's going to happen all the time. That's what this shit is like. You know what's going to happen. You don't know what it's going to look like today or this week, but you know what's going to happen. What's going to happen is you're not going to lose. Come on, man. Come on. And I don't think that people really put the emphasis on not losing high enough. They don't put enough value on not losing. They don't. They put constant emphasis on, a high win rate. We're not even in the win rate category. We're not talking about a win rate because losses are not part of our equation. Ooh, that's hard right there. Whoa. Wow. Shawnee said all the challenges look alike because there are no losses. Right, that's the common denominator. Matthew said the market is nowhere to be experimented. Nope. And the sooner that you learn that, the better off you're gonna be. That's why people be like they're so funny when they tell me that they're gonna build their own, I don't even know what you want to call it, their own strategy. Like people tell me that all the time when they message me sometimes. They'll be like, yeah, I'm doing what you do, but I'm actually, I do it with a twist. I'm like, what you mean? Well, you know, I get like 3 or 4 trades a day. I know you don't trade that much. If you're trading that much, then you're not doing what I do. I'm avoiding every possible losing situation. Period. I know you're not doing that. If you're telling me that you're taking a bunch of trades every day, and I ain't took a trade in a week, and I know why I did not take a trade in a week. Just like today, I didn't take a trade, and I know why I did not take a trade today. There's value in that. So people get so fascinated with like all of these extravagant numbers and results and all of this other stuff, and I'm like, why? Why are you so hyped about that? It's just like how they, you know, the same idea of making a larger deposit so you can trade more contracts. That's stupid to me. That's stupid. Why do you want to deposit 1,000, 3,000, 5,000? Why do you want to put that much in your account? For what? Oh, so that way I can start out at 25 contracts. If I'm at 25 contracts and I get one or two trades a day, see, you're just wrong. Your whole thinking is wrong. And I'm not afraid to tell you that. Like this all for your own good, man. If you get skilled first, you start with $100, man. That's the least amount that you can possibly start with. You're starting with the smallest. You want to make 500 a trade when you haven't figured out how to make $15 a trade. You're not willing to start with that? Come on, man. Matthew said, why? Why do that? There's no need to recreate what already works. Come on, man. What's up, Jay Carter? What up, Adam? I see y'all late. What's up with y'all? Adam comes in with the meme immediately. I don't take losses. Not at all, man. Not at all. And it's ill because it's not even like you feel like, you know, you invincible or you can't lose. I don't feel like that. I know that there's always a possibility of losing just by the very nature of the market. Of course there is. But what are the chances of it? Different, man. It's different. Oh, this thing is in the sun. That's why this thing overheated. No wonder. Shit's sitting directly in the sunlight. Alright, let me move it over there. I think my lighting is off though. Wait, is that better? Yeah, that's a little better. Yeah, man. So, that's better. Goodness. Oh, J. Carter said she had the job. I keep forgetting about your time. That's right. Because you're 3 hours behind. You're like 3 o'clock in